Who is it?
Yeah, I guess so. yeah, I suppose that was that was something that was missed, yeah.
Yeah, just altogether pointless.
All right then, all right. Listen, there's not a lot. Can you hear me all right out there in Loveland? Do you remember that? The floaters, float on. Oh, it reminds me of a turd. Oh, it was so horrible, that song, wasn't it? My name's Larry, and I love a girl who loves everything and everybody. Don't you, Melinda?
What happened last week? Have you all got amnesia? They just cheated us. This isn't fair. He didn't get out of the cock-a-doodie car.
What's all this for?
I'm filming.
Filming what?
Let me clear my throat. I have to tell you about this. Let It Be. Let me just turn this background music down a wee bit, because it's very distressing when I'm on the playback and I've been saying something very profound and I've been on mute, or else not that, but the music's totally drowned out what I've got to say. Now, you cannot miss my wisdom like that. Imagine if there was loud music playing over the wisdom of Let It Be. Let me just check something. Oh, not ready yet. Not ready yet. But anyway, listen, I've got a special treat for you, because I know I've just been watching a few of these Let It Be videos. I mean, people like Beatley Tone, they're just going up there so they can be the first in the queue to say, oh, I saw Let It Be last night. Fuck you, Beatley Tone. And I saw Matthew Streets, and I thought, very honest. But I had to laugh when he was talking about this new supergroup the other day. Oh dear, Matthew Street. Oh, that was funny. What is power pop? We've got to like clash heads one day and do a top 10 power pop, and maybe we can get some answers, because so far I'm getting different messages of everybody about power pop. Give me a power pop song then, and then they'll say something like real weird, and you say, no, it ain't fucking power pop. Neil Diamond, you know, no. I mean, we've got to get to the bottom of it, because it's not a genre that people want to be linked to, because first of all, the word pop's in it. Second of all, it's not a specific genre. It's like a media invented genre for albums, you know, like the greatest power pop records of all time, which is, again, very loose in the word power pop. You know, there's always a few songs you think, power pop? Don't think so. Would you call Straight Back Down to Earth by Curiosity Killed the Cat power pop? Anyway, back to Let It Be. So, listen, I'm going to put a link on, because I've spoken about this before. It's an awful film. It's depressing. It's horrible. What really annoys me at the moment is that, should it be out there as physical media? Yes, because if you've got the other Beatle films on your shelf, you're going to want the last one. You know, I mean, you've all got the last one up there now, haven't you? And all it's going to be is a cleaned up version. But if you're not interested in the film either way, it doesn't matter, does it? It's like, I don't really like, and, you know, hang me for it, I don't like the film It's a Wonderful Life. Now, if they said to me, oh, it's been colorized, it looks all crisp and golden and new, and it's wonderful, It's a Wonderful Life, it's a beautiful life, right? If you say, oh, it's wonderful, now you should see it. And I wouldn't really give a fuck. Now, here's a film, you know, like I said, I don't give a fuck about the film one way or the other. I feel the same about Let It Be. I really don't want to see it again. I've watched it about 5 times in my life. Last 2 under duress. First 3, I just watched it and then come out and always thought, you know, was that it? And like I said, I've known since a child that the Beatles ended badly. And this is what annoys me, is how people used the Get Back thing to say, oh, that was all great, friends. I mean, that wasn't productive what they were doing in it. I hate the album. I hate everything about it, and I really do not like the Spectre treatment on Long and Winding Road, the choir bit. I really don't like that. But a bit of soft orchestration, and also I do love. It's my favourite Beatles song, "The Long and Winding Road." So something's right there. But at the album itself, it you know what the finished product delivers is better than what the film delivers, and I'm really sick of that fucking greasy head rooftop gig at Ringo's Red Mac. Oh, just these silly things just stick in my head. It's just, you know, it's a film that goes nowhere with people who don't give a fuck because they're off their skull on fucking drugs. You know what I mean? That's what it is. And Ringo just sitting there looking like, oh, I'm just a spare part and I know it. And you know, this constant rattle of instruments going on when people are trying. I know they're supposed to be, but it's just sort of this tuning up and jamming, and you know, the film doesn't deliver anything at the end. And like I said, it's a part of history, though. The Beatles' history for sure, 60s history perhaps, but it's not a big deal. It's one of those films that people should talk about but not watch. You know, like Ned Kelly with what's his name, Mick Jagger. Talk about it, don't watch it. Or that one Ringo film where he's the Mexican bandit. You know, talk about it. Well, don't even fucking talk about it. But anyway, listen, more exciting news than Let It Be. But what I want to tell you is a little story that, let me just check something. No, we've still got 4 minutes to go. Things are very slow. But when me and my mate Jezard in 1981, it was my birthday, my mum gave me some cash. And I says, oh, Mum, guess what? At the Curzon today, we've got a double bill, The Idol Maker and Let It Be. Now, seeing as The Idol Maker had just come out, that was probably the main feature. But what they used to do if the film wasn't like a real big deal. I mean, Star Wars you weren't going to get a B movie with, but in those days you still did get like 2 films for your ticket. And the other one was usually, you know, either an old film which has been put on there, which was good news, or else a really shitty film which was just getting distributed at the time. You know, but this time it was Let It Be, which was a very strange choice to go with this film, The Idol Maker. Anyway, I went with my mate Jezard. He fell asleep during. But what they put The Idol Maker on first. So we had to watch that to get to Let It Be, even though Let It Be wasn't the main feature. But I figured they probably thought if you put Let It Be on first, people would be like just going to sleep at the end, and they won't get to watch The Idol Maker. So they put The Idol Maker on first. And hey, if you want to stay and watch Let It Be afterwards, you know, I think that was the deal. I can't remember how full the cinema was. I really can't, because I was right focused on the films. But like I said, when we got to Let It Be, my mate, he fell asleep, and it was very dull. And afterwards, I just couldn't remember anything about it. But like I said, should it be released? Yes, it should. It's been cleaned up. Everybody's happy. Yeah. But are you going to watch it? No, because you've seen it 1,000 times. Nothing to be excited about. Nothing to see here. Please move on. And I'd just like to say that as a special treat, in a minute we'll find out. Right. We've got copyright. Have we got a restriction though? No. Listen. As a special treat, the film I went to see Let It Be with is playing now on Invisible Ray's film premieres. It's called The Idol Maker. And if there's one thing that we did get from that cinema trip, both me and Jezard, was we both enjoyed The Idol Maker. It's a very good film. Very good film. And like I said, it's playing now, but I also want to touch on another subject. And like I said, I've got a link to the old Let It Be film video I did years ago, It's been talked about. There's nothing more to say about it. All right, Andrew Dixon, the rest of you, go away now. Go away now, and be prepared because my wife's getting very nibbly teethy. You know what I mean? Because biting lippy, because Israel is going to be on the Euro Song semi-finals tonight. Will it get through? And I said, I think it will get through, because I think that if there's a protester at the semi-finals tonight, it won't go down well with so many people, because hardly anybody's watching the semi-finals apart from the people involved in it. And England's not, because England pays for the fucking show, so we get a free pass, which is why we always put a shit song through. Anyway, my wife, she's a real expert. I might even do a live broadcast come Saturday night of the Euro song. 3 hours of madness. And believe you me, she's fucking expert. She's an expert on... She knows everything about it. She loves it. She does agree that it's over-politicised. But I said, look, listen, they're going to get Israel through. Because I said the media are totally against Israel at the moment and the Jews. So they want to do a real... Because millions of people have been watching the Euros. So I know you don't know it. It's like a thing of national pride. Anyway, I saw a little bit of the first semi-finals the other day. As I expected, a bunch of shit. You should see the Irish entry. It's fucking witch. Anyway, what was it? Yeah, so I said Israel is going to go through, because then that way, when she's on stage on the big night in front of millions of people, someone's going to wave the flag and say, free Palestine, free Palestine. I said, it's ideal. It's an ideal. We all know what's going to happen. But anyway, was there anything else to say? Was there something about Michael Nolan? Oh, it's funny. Was it on a Mr. Mayo show? And he had Stephen Schnee on, and they start talking about China crisis. Now, as you know, and I've got it out my system more or less now, so you know, it was a flashback to the 80s for me. But I'm not big on China crisis anymore. And if they come to a theatre near me to play, I wouldn't see them, because I'm not that bothered about gigs and things. After being forced to watch Michael Bowling concert just to please a lady, I thought, never a fucking again am I going to go to a show and have to watch crummy B act as well. You know, not enough time at the bar, not enough time. And I hate it when they lock you in the theatre as well. Oh, it's horrible. We don't want the performance being disturbed. It's rotten, especially when I was an alcoholic. But yes, now what? Wait, ow! I'm sure there was something else. Sorry, the brown cat is under my sheet. I'm still in bed. But I'm getting up. I'm going to go work soon. And anyway, my cat just put her claw out right between my legs, and it was very painful. It's all right though. We're back in safe territories again now. It's trouble. It's a dangerous place. They say the home is the most dangerous place. Wouldn't you say, Melinda? Worried about Melinda. Anyway, that's about it. Oh, yeah. I was going to say about China crisis. And anyway, so Stephen Schnee starts talking about them. Of course, he's right up to date with them. And he said, and this really put me off them. It really put me off them. He said they've even changed their name for a couple of albums to China Greatness, so they can get a gig in China. Now I thought, oh my God, not only is that's like, fifth columnist behaviour, like we are at war with China. China wants to take over our way of life. That's not to mention the jihadis want to do that. Hey, if you say free Palestine, you're one of them. And you've caused the trouble, and white people are just as bad. Ow! The cat's done it again. Anyway, let's see what the people have said. Your right to reply. Fit to be tie-dyed. Greetings and salvations. Oh, look, it's Tom. Yes. Get back. I know some people really do. Do you know? I even seen people in the past, you know, with if the Beatles conversation has come up, what is your favourite album? And they've said Let It Be, and I'm just, what? I just don't get it. I don't get it. But the film itself, I mean, fair dues if you like the album, fair play to you. But it's horrible, really, isn't it? Now we know how it was made. When you didn't know, when it was on the Blue album, it fits great, doesn't it? Till they fuck with the Blue album now. Just, I think it's all, nothing of any worth has come out of, can I just say this horrible word, the Beatles camp in the last 3 years. Really nothing. Nothing. There's only a couple of things that they should release. And I suppose Let It Be should be released, but it just seems altogether pointless, doesn't it, with the Cliff Richards. Yeah, well, do you know what? That won't ever happen because he's very much an English thing, a phenomenon, an English phenomenon. And I think half of the women who are going to see him are women of a certain age. They're women of a certain age, and he's not getting many young converts. And besides, there is a general consensus since his house was raided that that he is in fact a brutal paedophile, and and there's all kinds of high end. This involves Jimmy Savile, Prime Minister Edward Heath, all sorts of people. If you live in England, you know a little bit about this, but yeah, what's it called? Elm House. Oof. Madam Sin. Anyway, also remix. Yeah, I know. Going back to it all, why didn't they just, you know, spruce up the albums a little bit and fix some stereo and mono issues and make a hybrid? But you know, like I said, I didn't mind Sergeant Pepper, but how can I put it next to the White Album when I'm not ever going to use that White Album? Even though some people, oh, it's wonderful to hear the White Album. Like, it wasn't. It was a horrible mess. One fuck up on that album, it was going to ruin the whole album. And even if the fuck up was the beginning of Oh Bloody, Oh Blada, and I think, was it one of the small songs, Honey Pie or something, Wild Honey Pie, and because they fucked with those two songs badly, it makes the whole White Album to me null and void badly. Well, actually, I prefer the stereo one, I have to admit. But you know, but they're ruining everything. They've ruined the White Album by taking away some of the mystery and putting it onto the Blue Album. You should, oh Ray, why? How come? Everybody knows the White Album. No, everybody don't know. Lots of people in the street don't really know much about the Beatles, especially not nowadays. Why should you? It's like me knowing about George Formby's life story. What? Let It Be? Oh, Mind Games. Oh. Did you notice the cover work on the EP sleeve? It's trying to rip off Echoes by Pink Floyd. I hate it. Stealing things. Do you know what I mean? The Beatles camp and the JL, all of the solo Beatle camps, apart from perhaps Paul McCartney's, are very cheap on the goods, very cheap with the production. And I mean, just look at that fucking Crossley record player. I can't believe, you know, I still can't believe that Mark P turned up again like that. I mean, shame of it. Shame of it. But at least I'm still going to watch Mark P. But, you know, I was asked, Tom Hunyati, if you're there, I was asked if I'd watched Andy One Leg recently, because I was talking about, you know, the outrageous Pop Goes to 60s showing up, you know what I mean? And I said, you know what, since that showing up, I said, I can't watch him now. I said, that's it, he's dead to me. It's too embarrassing to watch him. Now, he had his moment in the sun when he tried to be this one-man fucking band at the Beatle Fest. Did he get thanks for it? No. So he's a sucker, he's a homo, and he's also been cancelled. So that's about the end of it. Not a great future for you. Not a great future. Oh, anyway, I was just going to say that at the end of this, Stephen Schnee talking about China crisis, which I did predict would happen. Not necessarily Stephen Schnee, but one of the others who's up to date with all these old men. And anyway, Mr. Mayo got the strop on, didn't he? Ooh, he's talking about China crisis. It's funny when he gets like asked, "Have you seen this film?" and "Have you heard this album?" He's like, "Nah, nah." It should be no, but it's one I've been meaning to watch. It's one I've heard a lot about this, so I should really investigate it, even if I've got to flick through it. And if somebody says, no, you've watched it wrong, you've got to watch it again, I shall try it again under different circumstances, Had popped a couple of pills or something. Anyway, so really I had very little to say about the Let It Be. It's out there on the public record what I think about it. It's not good. It's not good. But like I said, it is a good thing if it comes out on a DVD. I'm saying DVD because fuck your Blu-rays. A DVD and a Blu-ray, and everybody's happy. We can all go to bed and sleep peacefully, can't we? Again, till the next piece of shit comes out. Ringo's country album. I can't wait. It'll be quality, won't it? Be like Kenny Rogers. I could just imagine them trying to do that awful Georgie Beatles for sale, irritating. Everybody's trying to be my baby guitar on the album. I really can, and it's going to be horrible. I mean, I can think of a lot of horrible things, but I shouldn't even be thinking about it because nobody else is. Really, nobody else is. How that man has managed to sustain an album career, even though, the labels and the distributors, which I think is him now, because he can, because we all can. We could all write a book. We don't have to be... the great fucking Womack to write a book. You know what I mean? You could even be like Kenny Mike. I'd love to see Kenny Michael's book. I bet it'd be like Lewis Carroll. It'd be so fucked up, wouldn't it? And then it'd say like chapter 3. And you'd think, oh, it's just going to be Shea Stadium. Say, when the Beatles didn't know where the copyright to their music had gone, and they was asking Dick James, and then next thing, and you'd think, fucking, what's he talking about? What is this bloke on about? He's mental. And Kit O'Toole's mental as well. What does she do? Turning up, trying to flog her wares. You hooker, Kit O'Toole. You turn up on Mayo's. She was doing the BB. She turned up on Mayo's to get extra views, and she's giving this fucking story about, I'm a rich person like AGK, but because I'm rich, I want everybody else to pay for me. No such thing as a free lunch, though, Kit O'Toole. I sussed you out, and you're fucking warbling, you evil, you're evil Shelley Winters. You wouldn't be much good on the Poseidon Adventure. Anyway, listen, just see this, the Poseidon Adventure. Oh, I'm having a lovely coffee. Really nice. I make a really good coffee. My wife, she doesn't make such a good coffee. She don't put enough coffee in. I'll put 2 spoons. But she's getting good at the tea. She doesn't drink tea, does my wife. Maybe she don't drink it. There's still a foreign girl in her, you know what I mean? She's too Jewish to be eating, the good stuff. She loves a pucker pie, though. I don't know if it's legal in the Jewish faith, but she loves a pucker pie. We all love a pucker pie. Oh, James Byers, if you're there, do you ever eat a pucker? Oh, I love pucker pie so much. I could eat one now if only there was a delivery service. With all these extra foreigners in the country at the moment, you almost get run over by a fucking moped with this solo on the back. Honestly, these delivery people are cunts. They are. They don't give a shit about English people either. And you don't know if they're going to snatch your blooming phone or whatever. Honestly, well, you don't know if they're going to cut your head off. You never know when one of these jihadis is having a bad day. That's how scary it is around here at the moment. Still, you know what? It's God's will. Just hope that God ain't having a bad day with me. I try my best. I'm good to animals. Good to animals, and I've even found a good place in my heart for my second wife, Mad Donna. You know, the anger has passed. She's an understanding has come to me. As for my first wife, I hope she boils in hell. Oh, but anyway, listen, I'm not incurring the wrath of God in the wrong directions. I'm just saying that, we're all still alive, so that's all good. And Let It Be's come out. So, reason for you people to celebrate. Will you be buying it? Fit to be tied. Would you be buying the album? Not the album. I mean, would you be buying the why is my head so slow? Because I've just woken up and watched a couple of these videos and thought I've got to say so. I can't really fault any of the videos apart from Beatley Tones, just because he's Beatley Tones. But I like your one, Matthew Street. It was great. But Fit to be tied up. Are you going to be buying it? I've already talked about giving my regards to Broad Street, or I think I was going to talk about it with Richie Dolan, but he had a panic attack and didn't show up, and made out that it was a disaster. You can't plan anything with Richie Dolan, because I asked him to go away and watch the film, but he's got the attention span of a fucking I don't know, blooming a gecko. So Gordon Gecko. We're not going to get any answers by the looks of it. So I think, apart from the Eurovision Song Contest, remember my wife and I will be watching it. But what I suggest to you is go over to Invisible Ray's channel right now and watch The Idol Maker from the start, because it's a classic. Oh, here we go. We got an answer. Oh, the VHS. Yeah, I had it on VHS, official one. But then what happened? I got divorced or something. And then next one, I got it from a bargain bin. It was funny, in about 2000 and maybe as late as 2001, I got it. On VHS. And later on, I got one of those video to DVD machines, so I could so I might have burnt it onto a DVD and made my own cover. Either way, I might have downloaded it from Pirate Bay, because I probably lost it a couple of times. So anyway, yes, go over and watch The Idol Maker, and everybody enjoy your Let It Be film. I won't be watching it. I won't be watching it on Disney either. I'll never see it again. That's it. I won't. I'm not going to waste any more of my time on that fucking shit. All right. On that happy note, good night, everybody.